Okay. All right. So welcome to my Snapchat. What should I call it? My Snapchat FaceTime. Yeah, it's like a FaceTime. Okay, it's like a FaceTime. Basically, we're talking one-on-one. Okay. So here is a life update. So we have been, my family, I've been living out of a suitcase for the last week and a half.
I've been living out in this bag. Right here.
So I've been living out of a suitcase because of sequence of events that have happened in my life in the last specifically 5 years. So everything's kind of like a ripple effect. And if you're new here, I have moved quite a few times in the last 5, actually longer, like the last 9 years. I mean, I've moved my whole entire life. Like, this is my brother. Like, he's seen me. I've moved since I was a child. Pretty much every year.
Everywhere.
Hey, have you worn these damn shoes?
No.
Hell no. Bro, I've never seen one of
He
those
doesn't
shoes.
wear those.
Hey, anybody?
Okay.
It's going?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So any lucky Snapchat fans, we're going to give these away to you
Because
guys.
he's never worn those before. And
These
we
are
have
the-
moved 10 times, and you have moved those to
These
every
are the
closet.
Exclusive Gucci's.
Yeah, so whoever wants them, let us know.
Mickey Disney collab.
That
Let
is
us
a
know.
nice pair of shoes.
Whoever comments the most and likes the most. That will get-
Okay, so back to serious conversations. If you are new here, you don't know
Bro,
this,
take this away
but
from here.
my husband and I built a house back in 17, 18. Well, we didn't physically build it, but we built it, right? And the contractor did not have a license. He lied to us. And long story short, he was using someone else's license, did not finish the project, left the house, took the money, ran away, probably moved to a different country. And long story short, we didn't have a certificate of occupancy in the house, so we had to move 3 years in. So that was extremely hard on us because we lived in a house without certificate of occupancy. And if you guys know anything about that, you cannot have gas unless you have that piece of paper. And in that time, COVID started, so getting someone from the city to come inspect was really, really hard. And then when they finally did, they were like telling us all these things we had to fix that the contractor did. And we could just never get approved, and it was just a disaster. It was a money pit. It was like the worst and best thing that ever happened to me, honestly. So long story short, we move out of that house instantly because we only had really like a week to move. So we found a home, kind of spur of the moment, and because like social media, the way things are, and because we're such in the limelight and our name was used so often, the owners of the new house we were going to move into, like, also took advantage in a sense of our situation. And it was just, hold on one second. And by that I mean, like, usually when you move into a home, you get the landlord will get like first, last, and security. And in our case, they took 3 security deposits. And we kind of just we needed a place to go. And if you don't know, like, our home is our office, and so it's really important for us to have a place to. And then we also have 3 kids, so we just accepted it and kind of went with it and just stayed in that house. And then throughout the year, we realized, like, we don't want to buy this. Like, this is not a good investment. It's not a good property to invest in, and we just didn't want to buy it. So we moved into this other house, which was the house that we were just in before this one. That one was also a brand new build, and the problem with brand new builds is you don't know what's wrong in it until you really start living in it. When it's new, there's always going to be something wrong, and this particular house had the worst plumbing issues, like literally just a couple of weeks before we moved out, or actually a week before we moved out, the entire bottom. So basically our lease was going to be up in October, which is coming up, but a month and a half before our lease would be up. And mind you, in the middle of in those times, we were also looking for a home because we really did not want to buy that home. That home had so many problems. And then not to mention, the week that we moved into that house last year, literally the week that we moved in, the entire left side of our house, the neighbor literally demolished the entire house and started rebuilding. And then a week later from that, the other neighbor demolished their house. So we were in the middle of a construction zone for an entire year. Like, listening to that every single morning on each side, like having nails and sharp objects and wood and dust flying in my yard has been completely dangerous. And not to mention, like, the house itself had so many problems, and I was like, this is crazy that I'm going through this. Like, just crazy. I don't know. So we were living in the middle of a construction zone.
Atrocious.
And it's crazy because the day that we were moving, just last week, I'm in the garage, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I found a bird in my garage, like a beautiful bird. And I named him Peace, right? Without thinking about it, I just named him Peace. And I was talking to my brother, and I go, what's so funny is the best thing that came out of this house was that I found peace, talking about the bird. And he was like, wow, Catherine, like, that's so symbolic. Like, you literally found peace in the chaos, in the midst of the chaos. And I really do feel like I did, because all these sequence of events happened, and I just felt like I felt this composure and this sense of like just higher power, understanding that everything happens for a reason, and to just allow life to unfold the way it does, to learn lessons. So basically last week when that happened and the entire bottom floor was like raining on us, literally like we had like buckets like this filled up with water everywhere. It was like me and Austin were like, this happened at like 10 o'clock at night, and it was like out of a movie. And so we obviously told the landlord right away, and he was like, all right, well, I need you guys out of the house tomorrow. And we were like, wait, we can't move out of our house, our whole family out tomorrow. Like, and not to mention our contract doesn't end until October. And he's like, oh, well, you have to move out because I need my insurance to cover like the fixing of the house. And then he said, but if you move out within the week, which we talked about at least giving us a week, it was also my birthday, I was turning 33, he was like, I'll give you your security deposit back, which we've never gotten our security deposit. Like the last house we just came from before, he kept our $100,000 security deposit just because. Crazy.
Mommy,
And
are you getting a food?
yeah, I'm gonna get it, puppy. I love you. Give me this. Mwah! Good rico. So, and I don't mean to smile at like the fact that he kept our $100,000 security deposit. At this point, I'm just like, so much has happened to us that I'm kind of like numb to everything, and I've just accepted everything along the way. But yeah, like literally, he said that like he felt like he was entitled to $15,000 worth of paint in the house when the house wasn't even, we didn't even live there for a year.
I know.
And it was crazy because we didn't even have really anything on the walls. So like things like that, it was so crazy. And it's like, we got a lawyer and stuff, but like at this point it's like, oh my god, I just want to like live in a beautiful sanctuary and feel like I have my home. And I've just been on this karmic wheel for like my whole life since I was a child. And so I'm like releasing and healing as along the way. And I just feel like I just really want to live in a home that I can call my own. I know this is getting kind of long, but just to add one more thing. So when that whole thing happened and we had to leave the house within 1 week, we were like in a rush to find a home, right? And so we found this place, beautiful home, brand new build again, which I didn't want to live in a brand new build, but it was kind of like the only place in the school district that my kids are going to go to school. So tell me why we do the application, we get approved, all this great stuff happens. We're like, okay, we're going to move. We had all our stuff in 3 big U-Hauls. We were going to move. And then they say, oh, sorry, but you can't have a dog here. And we were like, wait, what? What? And then that house also didn't even have a certificate of occupancy. So we were like, wait, so we won't even be able to move in right away. We'd have to wait 2 weeks. So all these things happened. So long story short, for the last week and a half, we've been searching for a home. And it's just been so chaotic. I don't know. You know, everything is connected. We didn't jump into anything right away. We took that as a sign. We didn't move into that house. We couldn't anyways. And we just took our time, and then for the last week and a half to 2 weeks, we've just been looking, and then we finally found the perfect place.
You're right.
And yeah, I just wanted to share that story with you guys. Like I said to you guys a couple weeks ago, like 2-3 weeks ago, I was talking about home is within, and home really is within. It is. But we do live in this physical 3-dimensional reality. We need a roof. We need, you know, a roof over our heads. We need to have that sense of security and that peace, and to be able to raise our children. And so, you know, obviously it is important, but yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I'm just going to make a video really quick because I always regret when I don't. Today is October 10th or October 11th, 2022. I just moved next to this house about a week ago. It's getting demolished, and before I moved in, someone said that this is actually the oldest house in the neighborhood. It used to be a school, like a children's school. It's been here for a long time. It's now getting demolished the week that I moved in, so I'm just making a video in case something comes up in the future, because I do get a lot of downloads sometimes afterwards, and I've been channeling a lot about the house. So I'm just making a quick video just to have this for myself. And the house is now getting demolished. That's the house right there. I haven't felt anything weird or negative from this land, but we'll see. So now they're demolishing the house. Imagine they found something, like in the walls.
Imagine they found a bag of cash.
So the whole house is leaking downstairs everywhere.
Can you turn the lights on so you can see?
Yeah, it's everywhere. Everywhere. Oh my god, it's everywhere.
Look at even AC.
This is so crazy. What is going on? It's like raining down here.
Mom, it's leaking. Look, we need that towel. It's leaking very hard.
I don't know where it's coming from.
Oh my god, my couch is destroyed.
Look at the couch. No, look at the...
God
Dad,
damn.
that's bad. You know, you can like turn up like a pool. Like washing water.
Yes.
Look at that. Dad, why didn't you do that? Is it raining outside or something?
No, baby. I don't know why it's doing that.
That was bad.
I don't know why there's so many.